What up, Mr. Hip Hop Vegan coming with another video. Hopefully everybody's doing great. Been a minute. But who cares, right? But anyways, what I want to talk about today, we're going to do a book review. I'll probably do like a book review once a week, once other week, books that I read and stuff like that. And this is a /hip-hop/vegan channel. What we're going to talk about today is Sweat the Technique by Rakim. A great pickup. The only thing about this book is very short. It's only 250 pages. And it took me 2 days to read this book. 3 days, let's say 3 days. Like just reading it. I could have read it faster than that, but I was busy and didn't get to it. I did get it from the library because I'm really doing that minimalism life, so I'm cutting down on buying things. So I'll just go to the library, pick it up, and if I want to read it again, I can always go to the library and just pick it up. But Sweat the Technique by Rakim, like I said, is a very short book. You can probably read it like in depending how much you read, how much you don't read. It's a very interesting read. This book can easily be 1,000 pages, 500 to 1,000 pages. I wish I would have known about this. Well, I wish you would have wrote it earlier in my life, because we used to rap and stuff like that. And just the secrets that he tells you in this book and how the secret that he used is a very interesting way of writing hip hop and rhymes and stuff like that. So that's one thing about this book. Like I said, this book can easily be like 1,000 pages because he goes through everything real quick. So the way he broke down this book is he'll put a rhyme in it, and then he'll talk about the rhyme, and then it's different sections, and he talks about why he wrote that rhyme, his mind state, and then the book will also go through his life and stuff like that. Him being a quarterback, him and his dad, the relationship he had with his parents. His parents, he grew up in Long Island. Both his parents was in his life. He said his dad was a very very important in his life. His mom also. They were a music family. His brother, all his family were into music. His sisters, I think, were singers. His brother was a bass player. He early on learned Rakim was he can play an instrument and then just learn the keys on his own and practice and learn the keys on his own. So his whole family was well known. Well, not well known, but his whole family was into music. So if we're gonna rate this 1 through 5, I'll give it a 3.5. And the reason why I give it a 3.5 because it's so much information that it still leaves you like, what the hell else happened to his life? You know, everything was real quick. Like I said, it's 250 pages, a small book, and it's like so much stuff. Like what happened, he didn't really go into debt with him and EPMD, the beef that they had. He talks about how they had beef, but he didn't go in debt on what happened with the beef. It's a lot of hip hop knowledge that I wanted to know about, but like I said, a very small, short book. So that's why I gave it 3.5. If you're a hip hop rapper, artist, and you want to learn the way that he writes and the technique that he used, you can read through it and read the technique and why he did what he did. Syllable rhyming, how he took the first and the third line, the second and the fourth line. It's crazy. And the thing is, right now you hear people call 16 bars. Him, when he was rapping, they didn't have that back in the days. He didn't learn how to basically write a song until later on. He was just rhyming and rhyming and rhyming, and he knew that he was the best MC. So that was very interesting. However, what else I want to talk about is they sold a lot of records. I know, me being a hip hop fan from back in the days, I didn't know that his first album, I think, sold 500,000 copies the first week. Now, back then, that was basically everybody was doing numbers back then. It's not like now where 50, 40,000 people doing a week. He did 500,000. He was getting at first 3,000 a show. It went from 7.5 thousand a show, 15 to 20,000 a show, as high as to $100,000 a show. Rakim was getting, and I'm like, holy shit! you don't really realize that because he was so behind the music scene. He wasn't really out there, but listening to his songs, and he was gonna do an album with Dr. Dre, but they wanted him to do gangster stuff, so he didn't. That wasn't him. He was more about knowledge itself and stuff like that. It's a great book. If you're into hip hop, Sweat the Technique, I think you should read it. Like I said, I keep repeating myself, it's a very short book. I think it should have been longer. I was reading the book on Pimp C, and Pimp C's book is about 700 pages. I read that like in a week, and that book went into detail. I gave that book away. I wish I could have broke it down for you guys, but that book, if you're into music, like I said, get the Pimp C's book. It's like 700 to 750 pages, and it's just information after information after information. He even talks about a couple of rappers that he knew snitched on purpose, the people who were snitching on Scarface. He breaks all that down. But this book, Don't Sweat the Technique, once again, my book review, he wanted to be a football player. He used to be a quarterback for his football team. He had to leave college for music, or high school, I think. I forgot what he did. I think he did get it. It's so much information, but not enough to really go in depth of what he was going through at the time. He doesn't talk about Hot 97. He doesn't talk about, him and the beef he had with Big Daddy Kane, EPMD, just, different things that he was going through. This book is very superficial. That's how you say it. They talk about how he met his girl, his wife or whatever, the kids. His dad died in 89 from bone cancer. I don't know if his mom has passed away yet, but I know his dad passed away, but he didn't talk about his mom passing away in this book, so she must still be alive. So it was a great book, Rakim. And reading this book, it made me go back and just listen to his music and check out his rhyme schemes and stuff like that. It was a great book. Great book. I like it. 5 stars out of 5. I give it 3.5. Like I said, very superficial book. Could have been more in depth with the hip hop history and stuff like that. Doesn't really talk about it. He could have been in movies, but all the movies the roles that they were giving him was gangster roles, and he didn't want to play gangster roles. He was going to play a gangster role for Jam Master Jay, but they couldn't never get the scheduling right, so they didn't do that movie. But all the movies, he was supposed to be in Juice. A whole bunch of movies he was supposed to be in. He wasn't supposed to be in Juice. He did the song, the main song for the soundtrack. But he was supposed to be in different type of movies. But they always wanted to make him a thug, a drug dealer, a stereotypical black dude, robbing and stuff like that. He didn't want to do it. He chose integrity over the money. So. Or his moral values over the money. So, I mean, for him, the music that he was making, he made pretty good money. And if I was you, Rakim, Sweat the Technique. Go get it. Peace. And before I go, I'm going to leave the link to the book of the Rakim, so you can purchase this off of Amazon. It's going to be down in the link on the description box. Like, subscribe, share, and peace and prosperity. Peace.